ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Om. Mandalam 9, Suktam 67. This Suktam is a collection of rigs from different seers. Hence, some points may be found to get repeated in few rigs. Rishi, Bharadwaja, Barihaspatya, Kashyapa, Maricha, Adi. Devata, Pavamana Soma, Pavamana Pusha, Va Pavamana Agni, Pavamana Agni Savitara, Adaya. Chandas Gayatri, Anushtup, Pura Ushnik. Tvam Somasi Dharayur Mandra Ujishto Adhvare 9.67.1. O charming and most powerful Atmiya Soma, streaming in this non-violent sacrifice, may you, granter of wealth, flow for us. Implied meaning, may flowing essence of Atma Soma grace this knowledge sacrifice, Jnana Yajna. This is the gist of the rig. Wealth could be Adhi Bhautik, Adhi Deivik and Adhyatmic information. Tvam Suto Nirmadano Dadhanvan Sarindama 9.67.2. O Soma, you are delighter of men, holder of Atma's essence, namely spiritual light energy. You are wise and extracted. You are the best giver of pleasure for Indra with nourishing juice. Spiritual Soma bestows essence of life on Indras is the first point. Soma flows for Indra to help him in the creation of the universe. Tvam Sushvano Adrebhir, O Soma, nicely extracted by ignorance clouds, may you flow making noise and attain bright, excellent figure. Soma is a product of ignorance. There can be no moving Atma really. He enlivens inner forms made of food matter by imparting consciousness on them. 9.67.4. Indurhinvano Arshati Tirovaranya Veya. Drop of Soma set in motion flows by passing the undecaying enclosed spaces. The rays within cry out or declare the essence contained within. Drop of Soma is comment. Drop of Soma is conceived of as being born from birthlessness, carrying an infinitesimal part of spiritual energy of Atma. This is not real since Atma is not matter and is avibhakta. For that reason, birth of Soma is said to be clouded in mystery or is unreal. However, spiritual ray of light carried by each drop of Soma is real. This is a well recognized or accepted fact. 67.5. Indo Vyavyamarshasi Vishravamsi. O powerful Soma, you flow to be protected abode, to the loud praises, to prosperity, and to wealth consisting of cows, etc. All pervasiveness, spiritual, subtle and gross worlds of Soma is indicated by this ruk. 9.67.6 Ana Indo Shatakvinam Rayingo Amantamasvinam. O powerful, O powerful Soma, please procure for us thousands of wealth consisting of hundreds of cows and horses. No comment. Next ruk, 67.7 Pavamanasa Indavastira Pavitrama Shava. Purified or flowing, quick moving drops of Atmiya Soma, crossing the strainer, approach Indra by their own paths. This ruk and the next one, the comment, drops of spiritual Soma becoming witnessing self for Indra's Jivatmas. Then Soma first activates universal manifested self Indra. Kakubha Somyorasa Indumindraya Purvya. 67.8 Eminent, most ancient, life essence, drop of or associated with Atmiya Soma flows for Indra for bestowing life on him. No comment on this either. They are all straightforward. 67.9 Hinmanti Suramusraya Pavamanam Madhushchutam. The stream set in motion, the wise purified or flowing shining Soma, abounding in sweetness. Then the invokers praise him loudly with Vedic hymns. 9.67.10 Avidano Ajashva Pushayamani Yamani. Pusha, having Aja or a goat for a horse, or an unborn horse, horseless, is our protector in all our movements. May he not impoverish, or it means otherwise nourish our daughters. Next, two more ruks. The last part is repeated. Avidano Ajashva Pushayamani Yamani Abhakshat Kanyasuna. This is repeated. Pusha Pavamana is energized by an unborn horse or spiritual light ray of Soma, who is not really born, as nothing can be really born in the birthless state. Ayam Soma Kapartine Kritam Napavate Madhu Abhakshat Kanyasuna. 67.11 As this Soma causes sweet essence which is like pure ghee flow for the knotted haired Pusha, may he nourish our daughters. Ayam ta akrine suto kridam na pavate shuchi abhakshat kanyasuna. O glowing with heat Pusha, this extracted juice of yours causes pure essence, which is like ghee, to flow. May you nourish our daughters. Pure essence stands for spiritual energy, quanta of Atma. Meaning of the ruk logically follows from the comments on the earlier ruks. Vacho jantu kavinam pavasva somatharaya. O Soma, offspring of wise poets, may you flow with the stream. You are the giver of the best jewel among shining beings. This ruk and the next ruk comment. The seer of the Sukta sees with his internal eye purified drops of Soma flowing to material forms, imparting a sense of life to them. Best jewel means Atma Jnana or spiritual energy quanta. Akalaseshu dhavati shenu varma vigahate. 67.14. Soma Atma runs towards the pots like a hawk entering his shelter. Making noise, he moves towards these vessels. This point is already mentioned a few times before. 67.15. Pariprasomate raso asachi kalashe sutta. O Atmiya Soma, the essence of the extracted dew that is there in the reservoir flows rushing along like a hawk. This is caused to flow all round. This ruk and the next ruk. Comment. Soma flows to Indra, assisting him in the creation of the material universe and for bestowing life consciousness on living forms. These points have already been mentioned before. Pavasva Soma Mandayan Indraya Madhumattama. 67.16. O Soma, may the sweetest dew delighting yourself flow for Indra. Asrigram deva vidayev ajayanto ratha iva. 67.7. Drops of Soma are being discharged by the sacrificer for distribution among shining beings, like men desiring wealth, harnessed chariots. Sacrificers discharge flowing essence of Atma Soma drops for distribution of spiritual wealth among enlightened souls, in the same way as ordinary men make use of chariots for gaining physical strength. Te sutasu madintama shukra vayumasrakshata. 67.8. These extracted most delighting bright Soma drops make Vayu flow. Soma bestows existence on Vayu. This is the gist of it. Ravnatunno abhishtuta pavitram Soma gacchasi. Yathastotre suviryam. O Soma Atma, goaded by the ignorance cloud and praised upon by the praiser, you go to the strainer holding good wealth associated with heroes for the praiser. Good wealth here implies spiritual knowledge or spiritual light energy. Eshatunno abhishtuta pavitramadigahate. 67.20. Goaded and praised by all, this destroyer of demonic thoughts crossing the undecaying enclosed space enters the strainer. Comment on this. Flowing essence of Atma, emerging out of the abode of Atma, enters the strainer which has no real existence independent of Atma. Mind is subtle matter and ignorance has no real existence. Mind exists because of ignorance, or they are mutually complementary. Yadanti yachadurage phayam vindadi mamiha. 67.21. O purified or flowing Soma, may you destroy all the fear that may be there nearby or that is far away, or that fear which seizes me here. Pavamana so adyana pavitrena vidarshani yappoda sapunaduna. Atmiya Soma, who is our boat, is most active among us, getting purified by us now with the strainer. May he purify us from our sins. Comment. May flowing spiritual Soma purify the sacrificers. Here the boat means a vehicle to cross our miseries, not our water streams. Flowing essence of Atma Soma takes sacrificers across miseries. Yateva vitramarchishya agne vidatamandara. 67.23. O Agni or Soma, may you purify us from sins with that Brahman or spiritual light energy which is hidden inside in your splendor and is diffused in the strainer. Comment. Flowing essence of Atma Soma carries the spiritual light energy hidden in the flowing drops. May Soma or spiritual Agni destroy sins of the sacrificers with this spiritual light energy quota. Yate pavitramarchivadagne thena punishina. 67.24. O Agni or Soma, please purify us with that worship-worthy luster which is there in the strainer. May you purify us with Vedic praises containing truth. In the strainer, comment, in the strainer, spiritual energy is in the diffused state. May the sacrificers be purified with this diffused spiritual energy quanta. Ubhabhyam deva savita pavitrena savena cha mam punihi vishwata. 67.25. O impeller, shining Soma, please purify me from sins on all sides, both by the strainer and by Vedic hymns. No comment on that. Trifishtvam deva savitar varshishtaye somadhamabhi. 67.26. O shining impeller, flowing Soma, and O soul of Agni, with your great strengths that are there in your three abodes, may you cleanse us of all sins. Three abodes of Agni can be earth, atmosphere and the space, or the gross, subtle and causal worlds. Swa, Bhuva, Bhu. So, in these ruks, soul of Agni symbolizes Atmiya Soma. Punandu mam devajana punandu asodhiya. 67.27. May born shining beings purify me. May the providers of dwellings purify me with their intelligence. O all shining beings, may you purify me. O knower of all born beings, purify me, please. Prapyayasva prasyandasva soma vishvebhiram shubhe. 67.28. O Soma, please overflow with all arrays or quanta of spiritual light. You sprinkle excellent oblation for shining beings. Excellent oblation implies existence imparting essence of life. .29. Upapriyam panipnatam yuvanamahudi vritham. O sacrificers, bearing salutations, let us approach him who is lovable, is worthy and worthy of admiration, and who is delighting in sacrifices. This ruk and the next ruk may not need any elaboration. Ala yasya parashurnana shatama apavasvadeva soma. May Indra's thunderbolt kill the enemy. O resplendent Soma, please flow. O resplendent Soma, destroy only him who is a thief. Yah pavamani rathyetya rishibhis samphradam rasam. Whoever understands the essence of the suktas associated with purified Soma prepared by the sages, he consumes all cleaned or prepared by Vayu Prana. 31 and 32, this one and the next one, they deal with the advantages that one gets by knowing the essence of the 67 suktas on purified or flowing spiritual Soma, Pusha, Agni, etc. That have been presented till now. Only by means of air, the suktas come out as sounds, words and riks. Thus, Vayu prepares the words and speeches. Alternately, Soma imparts existence to pranas and they sustain human life. Next rik, Saraswati, presiding deity of learning, bestows knowledge, physical as well as spiritual, which is nourishing and enlightening. We go to the next rik, for which the comment we have already said. 67.32, last rik. Bhavamanityo adhetya rishibhis samphradam rasam. Whoever understands the essence of the suktas associated with purified spiritual Soma prepared by the sages, for him Saraswati yields milk, ghee and sweet waters. This marks the end of the first set of suktas on Soma Pavamana. These are easier to comprehend than the suktas that follow. Another 47 suktas are there. Suktam 68. Sage Vatsapri Bhalandana Devata Pavamana Soma. Chandas from now on is not Gayatri, Jagati and Trushtu. To arrive at the Adhyatmic interpretation of mantras, Soma is assumed to be flowing essence of Atma. Pradeva Macha Madhumanta Indavo 68.1. Sweet drops of Soma ascend towards the shining one, like milk-yielding cows going to feed their calves. Those noise-making spiritual lights stationed in the place of sacrifice hold the flowing pure essence within the ignorance clouds. Comment on that. Drops of Soma go to Atma, the shining one, to collect the spiritual ray of light. In this knowledge sacrifice, these drops of Soma are assumed to be surcharged with essence of Atma, quantum of spiritual energy. This is only a hypothesis as indicated by the word cloud. Lights stand for wise sages. Saruruvadbhi Purva Ajikradat 68.2. Drop of Soma makes noise and makes noise approaching the original one. The spiritual light ray ascending with them and binding on to them with sweeten them. Then Soma crossing the strainer, moving all around and extending over a wide space, holds back arrows. Shining Soma holds excellent belts to the precept. Comment. Imagine drops of Soma approaching Atma's abode makes noise. The spiritual energy quantum of Atma ascends each drop, gets attached to it and becomes a carrier of the sweet essence of life. Then Soma, composed of these drops of the sweet essence, flows out holding back death and destruction. He carries essence of Atma only. Wealth could be physical or spiritual knowledge. Vyomame yamya samyadimada 68.3. Which delighting essence created the twin, the space, the self-contained space and earth, and made them grow together and imperishable. That Soma causes them to overflow with water. He discriminates the two vast worlds as the space and the earth. Going up to the imperishable, he receives brightness. Manifestation of different forms of matter is being attributed to Soma, Atmiya Pavamana Soma. He receives spiritual light energy from Atma, the imperishable. Samadara Vijaran Vajayan Napa 68.4. Intelligent Soma, moving within the mother and father, namely earth and space, and procuring water by self-power, makes the abodes swell with it. Controlled by leaders of men, this array or stream of Soma drops adorn itself with grains. Soma comes together with relatives and protects the head leader. Head means leader. Soma fills up the space and earth with infinite objects made up of the 5 basic forms of matter. He also causes the manifestation of water streams and thereby food for living creatures. Soma activates shining beings and protects Indra, who is the head of the shining beings. Samdakshena manasa jayate 68.5. Sage like Soma is born with a strong and intelligent mind. Soma, the womb of nature, is placed by remote control and is known to be connected to the original one. His birth is set in motion in the cave and only one half manifests. Comment. Spiritual Soma causes Indra's appearance with his intelligent mind. The universal manifested self is a reflection of the original unborn self and hence attached to it. Jivatma takes birth in the cave of the heart and becomes the active soul. The other half stays in the cave as witnessing self. Womb of Prakriti is abode of Atma, heart space of human beings. Mandrasya Rupam Vividur 68.6. Thoughtful men knew the form of the delight-giving Soma, like a hawk procures its food from afar. They cleanse this array Soma, who is growing well, is desired by all, is an all-round mover, and is praiseworthy by Vedic crooks. Intelligent sages knew the real nature of Soma, who has the attributes mentioned here. Atmiya Soma is the food enjoyed by enlightened souls. 10.85.3 is reference for that. Tvam murjanti dasayoshanasutam. O Soma, 68.7. O Soma, 10 honorers adorn you, who is extracted and set in motion by the sages with their minds and intellects. Then, controlled by leaders of men who are offerers of oblations with the help of the to be protected enclosed spaces, you exhibit or bestow all kinds of wealth for distribution. 5 sense organs and 5 organs of action are activated by Atmiya Soma. Then and only then the perceiving souls experience the presence of these objects of enjoyment. Pariprayantam Vayyam 68.8. Intelligent hymns loudly praise Soma, who travels around and is a companion and who is seated together in a good home. That pleasant Soma, who is possessor of wealth of the shining space and is immortal, incites speech with the waves of the stream. Soma, comment, Soma sits inside the heart as witnessing self and becomes the impeller or inner voice, inciting Vedic speeches in the minds of the wise sages with the illusion of flowing essence of Atma. In nature, energy is imparted to a fluid stream, say blood, in pulses only. This is being implied here. Ayam diva iyarti vishwamaraja 60.9. This Soma impels all light or air or water from the shining space. Purified Soma stays inside pots. Born or extracted Soma is cleansed by ignorance clouds and by the rays of spiritual light. Purified drop of Soma obtains lovable, excellent wealth for all. This rug summarizes the activities of Soma in a way. Last rug of this sukta from Sage Vatsapri. Evanas Soma Parishichamano Vayo. O Soma, being besprinkled thus, holding the most wonderful spiritual light of life, may you flow for us. We invoke the space and earth. O resplendent Soma, please give us wealth fit for good heroes. This is what Sage Vatsapri has to say about moving Atmiya Soma. We go to the next suktam from another great sage. Suktam 69. Sage Hiranyastupa Angirasa Devata Pavamana Soma Chandas Jagadi Tushtu Ishurna Dhanvan Pratidhiyate Mati. 69.1. The mind is as intelligent or sharp as an arrow on a bow. It sends out ideas or thoughts like a mother cow's udder pours out milk for the calf. Like a broad stream in front, he, coming near us, yields ideas or thoughts. Spiritual Soma is caused to move quickly in his command only. Comment on this. The mind is sharpened like an arrow. It is ready to send out new thought waves. Inner voice starts yielding new ideas. Impeller witnessing self infuses the concept of flowing essence of Atma Soma in the seer's mind. Now we go to the next 69.2. Upomadhi prithyate sichyate madhu. Mind is holding fast. Sweetness is sprinkled, uttering pleasant sounds inside the mouth. Atmiya Soma is caused to move quickly. Continuous, agreeable, purified or flowing drops of spiritual Soma essence flow around the enclosed space like guards who are ready to kill intruders. Comments. The thoughts sprinkled with sweetness come out in the form of Vedic rugs from the mouth of the seer of the Sukta, sage Hiranyastupa. Soma flows around the abode of Atma. The enclosure may symbolize the ignorance layer covering Atma. Both witnessing Atma from birthless Brahman, birth of witnessing Atma from birthless Brahman can only be a product of ignorance. This is the point to be noticed. Avve vasuyuk pavade paritvaji 69.3. Soma flows around in the to-be-protected cover, desiring the spouse, namely the Soma streams, Somadharas, grandsons of Aditi, endeavoring to reach Ruta, strive eagerly. Holding the fast spiritual ray, Atmiya Soma, when praised, moves about adorned by all, sharpening or increasing the strength or vigor. He shines like a powerful buffalo. Soma, flowing essence of Atma, flows with dharas or streams of material forms desiring Jivatma. Indeed, this is seer's imagination. All living creatures, human beings are, including human beings, are to be treated as grandsons of Aditi. Praised by sages, spiritual Soma drops become giver of seed of life to all living creatures. Ukshamimadi pradiyandi dhenabo 69.4. The bull exhibits his strength. The cows go towards the bull. The shining beings approach the place of resplendent Soma. Soma moves across the white, clear, undecaying enclosed space. Soma covers the purified one all around like a garment. The implied meaning of is Soma is compared to a bull impregnating the cows. He covers the spiritual light rays of Atma with a layer of ignorance, namely fluidity or unreal flowing property of water. Each drop of Soma flows out from the abode of Atma, carrying the ignorance covered spiritual energy of Atma for giving seed of life to material forms, physical and subtle. Subtle means shining beings. Amriktena dushata vasasa Hari, the immortal spiritual energy quantum getting nourished gets covered all around by an unhurting, shining garment, ignorance cloud layer. Then he created the dazzling sun in the summit of the space for nourishing the entire universe, and the misty cloud cover of the earth and the space cover of the earth and the space, namely atmosphere. Soma, quanta of spiritual energy covered with an ignorance layer causes the manifestation of the sun in the space for giving physical energy to the whole universe, as well as the earth and the misty atmosphere surrounding it. The space, atmosphere and earth, Swa, Bhua, Bhu, constitute the manifested universe. Suryasyeva Rashmayo Dravitnavo. The discharge drops of Atmiya Soma, which are pleasure-giving, are causers of sleep and are fast-moving, like the quick-running rays of the sun, along with the diffused light, moves all round the web. He does not flow to any other abode different from Indra. Soma, comment. Soma activates Indra, universal manifested self only, and through Indra, the material universe came into being. This point is being dealt with in the next recurso. Sindhoriva pravane nimna ashavo. The pleasure-giving, powerful drops of spiritual Soma, which move rapidly like the rivers flowing to lower levels, desire to go to Indra. O Soma Atma, in your entry, may you bring happiness to our bipeds and quadrupeds. May all kinds of wealth and men be present in our house always. Anah Pavasva Vasoma 69.8. O Soma, may you cause wealth consisting of material objects, gold, cows, grains, and good heroes flow towards us. Set out from the top of the space, causer of strength, you certainly stand as my forefather. Comment of the Srik on the Srik. Soma causes the appearance of the 5 basic forms of matter and bodies of human beings made up of these basic forms. Hence, human beings can be thought of as the descendant of Soma Atma, who set out from beyond the material space, namely the shining space or Atma's abode. Ede Soma Pavamana Saindram 69.9. These purified or flowing drops of Atma, like chariots, go towards the acquirer of wealth Indra, to be protected strainer, getting rid of the hiding cover or place, becoming rays of the sun. He causes rain of clear water. This may not need any elaboration. Soma flows in the minds of the wise sages only. 69.10, the last book. Indavindraya brihate pavasva. O powerful Soma, may you, who is giver of good happiness, is faultless, and is destroyer of enemies, flow. For the praiser, please procure glittering wells, spiritual energy or knowledge. the space and earth. Please protect us properly along with shining beings. This is to be taken as the view of sage Hiranyastupa on Atmiya Bhavamana Soma. With this, we finish today's session. Viramastavat.